book he wrote.
Yeah.
You know, and then what I got to do sometimes is explain, which I hate in big arenas, that this is a thought police thing and I do not like it. But when I use these words, this is my intent behind those words.
Yeah. Wow.
So as long as you understand my intent, I still get people, well, just don't say it.
Tim Allen's unfiltered take on modern culture. Introduction to Tim Allen's perspective. Tim Allen, a comedian and actor, is known for his unapologetic views on society. With a career that spans decades, he has navigated the complex landscape of Hollywood while remaining true to his beliefs. In today's climate, where political correctness often reigns, Allen is not afraid to share his insights on freedom of speech, comedy, and the constraints of modern discourse.
The PC culture out there makes it really hard. I think my act, if I ever brought that old act back, I'd be driven out of town.
I grew up life-changing with Lenny Bruce. The bit he did in '61 here in New York, I have to point to it to go read it. People read it. It changed my life about everything.
Of course.
About how it was amazing. I grew up on Richard Pryor. You can't even go back and talk about the book he wrote.
Yeah.
You know, and then what I got to do sometimes is explain, which I hate in big arenas, that this is a thought police thing and I do not like it. But when I use these words, this is my intent behind those words.
Yeah. Wow.
So as long as you understand my intent, I still get people, well, just don't say it. And I said, I'm not going to do that.
Yeah, but they take it out of context and put it on Twitter or put it on Facebook.
I'm surprised they haven't. I'm surprised they haven't, because I do use some provocative words, but I tell them it's words that really got from my parents.
Yeah.
You know, they said this stuff, and we talked about it. I can't even say it here. I can't even point to it.
Yeah.
It is an alarming thing for comedians, but my act has really been about family and kids and growing up anyway. But I was going to say, if I do some stuff. The women in my life were, whatever political party it was, always they hated the government and who's going to pay for it.
Yeah.
They always argued about that over vodka and cigarettes. Who's going to pay for it? I don't know, the government and all this. And if I bring up that whole story about my grandma once, because I stole money from my parents, I never worked, and my one grandma says, I think we got ourselves a little Democrat down there. And I do that in Miami. People laugh and cheer. You do it in Reading, Pennsylvania? Oh, hey, oh.
Why Reading?
Well, it's a little bit more democratic.
Oh, so they don't like it.
They didn't like that, and I do the city. So when I do the political stuff, it's a little bit more, and I don't really do political stuff. It's more of a perspective.
Yeah. Right.
But I said words do matter, but I said Lenny said they didn't, and it was 61.
Yeah.
Wow. You know, even if you go watch the movie Blazing Saddles.
Oh my God, forget it.
You can't even watch that without looking around in your own room. You're going to get arrested.
Yeah, that's true.
The presidential inauguration, right?
I was invited by, we did a VIP thing for the vets and went to the Veterans Ball, and so I went to go see Democrats and Republicans. Yeah, I went to the inauguration. It was
I'm not attacking you.
You get in this town. I'm not kidding. You got to be real careful around here. You know, you get beat up. If you don't believe what everybody believes, this is like 30s Germany. I don't know what happened. If you're not part of the group, you know what we believe is right. I go, well, I might have a problem with that. I'm a comedian. I like going on both sides.
A lot of naked, a lot of nude. I'm going that way. I'm going to identify as a woman. We're going to be very politically correct. I'm going to identify as an Asian woman that wants to be a European man. So it's kind of I stay where I am. But in my head, we'll do the journey of what it's like to be an Asian woman in a European man's body. It's just, I eat a lot of ramen. It'll be a lot of Asian dishes. But it'll be some. I want to be PC. I don't have it. For all of us in the stand-up world, all of us are seeing this and feeling this, and it's a little dangerous and uncomfortable that there is things you can't say because they might hurt people's feelings. And my mother told me a long time ago, when it was from a Baptist church, I think somewhere in the South, a preacher said to his flock, and my mom repeated, sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never break them. And my mom said that I went to school, was bullied. She goes, words mean nothing. It's the intent behind the word. Lenny Bruce said it. Comics play with it all the time. We joke around about words. Words don't mean anything. And all of a sudden now into the world says words matter. And in my gut, words don't matter. The intent behind the word matters. I'm a wordsmith. We play with words all the time. But it's the intent and what people do with their lives. But words, man, we get into a weird thing when I can't say stuff because you don't like what that means. Well, that meaning it, I didn't mean that.
It's actually disturbing on a fundamental level. It's gotten to the point where literally, there's part of me, a deep part of me, that just, F it, bring it on. If you want to cancel me, go ahead. I mean, I can't take this living in fear. I was telling all my family, because I said, between, this effing virus has caused tragedy in my family, and then on the other hand, there's hundreds of thousands of people that either had it, didn't know they had it. It's the weirdest stuff that you can't make. And like one of my kids, I'd make jokes about it, and the other part of the family goes, "You can't make jokes about it. So many people have died." I go, "I get it," and I said, I don't want to put it in the same perspective, because it's not, and yet it is to me. They were making jokes during World War II. They had to have, eventually you got to move on somehow.
Last Man Standing is one of the only shows that touches upon politics in prime time. You throw a lot of jokes at Democrats, more than Republicans. Do you write those jokes yourself?
Some of it's an attitude. I'm more of a anarchist because I'm a stand-up comic. I don't like anybody telling me what to do. And lately, the left wants to tell everybody it's the we all know this. You should. Stop telling me what to do. You go do it. You want to support stuff that the government should stay out of? You go do it. No one's stopping you from paying more taxes. Then that's the attitude I get. You see my acting on the road or in concert. I don't do political stuff. I do anarchist stuff. I like making everybody laugh. Jokes should be, President Trump should laugh at it. So should Hillary. That's the kind of the balance I like. The personal stuff.
Engage with us. If you found Tim Allen's perspectives compelling, share your thoughts in the comments below. Have you noticed the shifts in comedy and free speech that he discusses? We'd love to hear your insights and continue the conversation.